Oh, hey. I thought today we could do kind of cozy sketch vibes. I'm gonna sit here in my chair. This is my chair. I like to sit here when I do work on the computer and the iPad. We're gonna see her quite a bit today because I have one custom order that I'm working on at the moment and I'm really excited for this one. It is another fall set, guys. Okay? Okay. I just ate a log of goat cheese, okay? Don't tell Hunter. He'd be pissed if he knew. You gonna find out later. Anyways, I thought it could be a really nice cozy video today. I'm working on one custom. It's a fall custom. She's gonna be beautiful. They really gave me a lot of creative freedom with this one. They just asked that it be kind of fall theme, lots of green, no bugs. Do not like bugs. Okay, heard. And have the vibe of that one song. You know this one? Listen. Fall is here in the air. I can tell that we are going to be friends. Do you know that one? Yeah, so kind of that vibe. Let's just have fun with it, okay? Let's set it up. Real quick before that though, guys, announcement. Okay guys, so customs are open right now. I have them up and I'm introducing 3 tiers. I used to just offer customs at a rate of $300 and that's a lot of money. It worked for a while. Some beautiful sets came out of that. You know, there were some masterpieces, maybe even one might call my magnum opus. There were a few. But you know, the times we're living in today, this world, just gone to shit. She's gone to shit, guys. And the world is on fire as we speak. And that recession, baby. She's here. She's already here, okay? Okay? It's really hard out here. So I realized that 300 price tag might make my art a little bit less accessible to everyone. So I thought I could introduce the tiers. I'll have examples of what qualifies for each tier when you go to purchase. But yeah, hopefully one of you out there who wants a set can purchase a set and I would love to make it for you. AllieCoolCat.com. Go check her out. Thanks. Okay, my beautiful friends, I'm not gonna lie, the thought of doing this with absolutely nothing playing inside my head is kind of not terrifying because that's like chill, okay? But I just work better, you know, I need something constantly in one ear, right out the other, just noise, you know, I like noise. So I am gonna have my headphones on. And I have my tongue gray. Guys, please don't bring that up. Please don't bring that up. I'm gonna have something playing. What should I watch and listen to, guys? Normally I put on like the Slushy Noobs. Have you guys heard of them? They're kind of small. So the Slushy or the Vanilla, Love of Vanilla, or who else? Turtle with hat. I normally just watch YouTube. I never really do TV unless it's a Real Housewives moment, then I'm here. But I haven't been keeping up with the new one, Salt Lake City, you know. Lisa Barlow, you're the devil, okay? I've always thought that about you. When I heard what you said about Meredith.
That fucking piece of garbage whore. I hate her. She's a whore. She's half of New York.
Bitch. You're a bitch. Okay, like seriously, like when she said that, I like shuddered. I was like, I've never heard so much like animosity. Like she does not like her. Let's get this started. I also have to, you guys like this angle? You want me to get, here, hold on. Don't cry. It's okay. I'll put you like that, so maybe if a kitty comes in, you can see them. There's tape on the ground. Joey likes to scratch the carpet, okay? Let me start sharing. Hold on, my loves. My sweet, sweet loves. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do this. Let me screen record. Okay, so the iPad that I'm on right now, you know, I get a lot of questions. What are you doing, girl? Where are you doing it? And how are you doing it? Let me answer each one individually. What am I doing it on? This, my friends, is an iPad. iPad, meet home button. Home button, do you know her? I don't know what kind of iPad this is. I think she's the cheapest one. Cause like, I'm not gonna use it for a lot. Like I just wanted to have a screen and Procreate. So this is the iPad. Hold on, that's all it tells me. How do I see devices? Tap to start screen recording. Start recording. Procreate, I'm here. This is a layer that I have saved and I usually just copy and paste it over to new files whenever I like run out of layer space. Because I don't know that much about Procreate. I just kind of use it and learn as I go. And it's been what now? Like 3 years? I only know so much. Okay. I just freehanded these. This is just like a medium almond template I came up with, left on top, right on bottom. This person, they wanted extra short almonds. So I'm going to go in, select the layer, and then turn on freeform, and I'm just gonna squeeze her on up, you know? Good enough for me. Oh, wait a second, guys. Duplicate the layer so I have it, or else she's gone forever and I have to make a new one, okay? That's as much as I know. Push her up, and there you go. That's like short almond, right? Basically, it could even be short round, extra short round. Had to get some popcorn. There's a demon at my feet right now looking for a piece. And if you saw the last video, you know her story. She loves to beg. And I will tease her just a tad bit to show her. Oh. Hi, Nini. Actually, I don't know if they can have this. Trader Joe's kettle corn popcorn. Maple, sea salt, whatever. It's pretty good. Let me show you what the hell's going on right here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Look at that fucking face. She's so bad. Scooby-Doo so bad. Okay, so I'm back on the screen. We have the little template made, and I'm just gonna write down some notes, use some green, based on what they asked for. Fall. That's a good note to have. Whimsical. They didn't necessarily say that. Also, I'm using my finger. The Apple Pencil's charging, okay, baby? Just wait. Oh, that's not spelled correctly. Whimsical. Wait, shit. Is that right? Green. They want green. And lastly, wait, let's put it in red to remember. No bugs. Noted, my queen. Notes have been made. Now I'm gonna do the split screen view, you know, you guys. Oh, sorry about that. Just looking at some more inspo. I'm on Pinterest right now. Sorry, my home screen, my home feed is really skewed right now, guys, because I was doing a little bit of research for the No Kings protest, you know, just to make something a tad bit cheeky, and quite cheeky it is. Typically, I just kind of look through my home screen, and I'm waiting to see if I find anything that catches my eye. I really want to do another ceramic tile set. We might do that next. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Maybe like another sketch, planning, and then, sorry. Oh, pardon me. Guys, I have so many ideas on my mind right now, but again, I don't think I have time to execute all of them. And some of them have been on my list for like years. Years. Twilight? Ooh. Eddie baby. I just saw Steve. I really want to do a Twilight. Twin Peaks. Oh, Nana, what's my name? Laura Palmer. This week on Twin Peaks, find out who killed Laura Palmer. I kind of want to do that. You can see this here. Another tile set would be awesome. Lots of ideas. I'm getting so off track right now. Here is my Pinterest, my friends. I've been posting on here for a long time, guys. There's probably some really good artifacts on here from my undergrad days. You know, I've used this Pinterest for a long time. Raw. That was for printmaking. Lots of memes on here. Few secret boards just for typically like individual sets. I always kind of am saving stuff. This is gonna have a lot of Trump stuff. I'm sorry. More tiles. But I don't think I'll do any tiles for this one. Look at this pattern, guys. Beautiful. I love the color. I love the bleed. I love the blue that comes in around the black. It's so lovely. So look out for that, you know. Oh, this is my secret pin boards, but it's not that secret. I'm like, I want one that's just for me. I have a public one that I add to sometimes, but this one's like a lot more chaotic. Like I'm just constantly adding to it, and it kind of reflects whatever I'm working on at the moment. So it's pretty out there, you know, all over. Blue and orange. That's a really nice color combo that me, mama, I love. I love it a lot. It's so pretty. Okay, so I do love a stripe, and I think stripes are really fall. Green is really fall. Trying to see if I have any more stripes, because there was a moment where I was saving a lot of stripe. Let's see. Wednesday. Come on, someone give her a home, please. Fall nails. No, let's do fall aesthetic. Ooh. Pie nails too. I've been seeing a lot of pie nails. You know, I did that a little bit back when. You guys remember? Don't forget. Okay, the quilt. I have actually done something with this quill in the past. It was like maybe like a year ago, half a year ago, I came back and I posted that and it was lovely. Super fall vibes. So she's always a classic. I'm gonna make a new board just to keep it all together and so like we're not distracted. Okay, so let's see, fall nails, new custom. Whatever. Make this board a secret because I love to be a secret girl. I love little mood boards like this. Like, oh, the vibe. It's so cozy sweet. If you paint nails and you're understanding what I'm saying, you get it. Like, this is such a nice vibe. Like, I'd love to make a set of nails that just like embodies that. More pie. Orange rinds. Interesting. Don't remember the citrus nails, guys. Those were really big when it happened. And I made quite a few. Perhaps we could go a different way and do like 3D oranges. I don't know. I'll save it just for fun, you know? We'll see. Let's look up green fall aesthetic just to see what comes about, you know? Because right now I'm getting a lot of reds, which is nice, and we could add some red in there, but they told me that they love the color green, so I do want to include that. Like maybe a couple nails dedicated to that color. Ooh, guys. Magic is happening. I like the moon. I did a moon on Annabelle set too. It was like with the bunnies. There is something about a moon in the sky on a set of nails that just makes me want to go out. Ooh, and then the girl, that's all you ask of me. Hunter says Shakira sound like Fiona Apple. Guys, comment down below if you have ever had that thought once in your life. I told him that is something only he could ever think because I have never thought that. Anyways, I like the moon. Did I save this? I just like to talk. I'm just talking up a little storm, you know. But I love a moon. I don't know about the color. It's kind of gray, but maybe, I don't know, maybe we could change the background. I also love the raspberries, guys. This is a pretty dark image, but I can mess with the curves in Procreate and perhaps lighten her up a little bit. Let's see, we'll save her too, just because she's cute. Also, I'll look through the recommended pins sometimes because, you know, sometimes you get lucky and there's gold down there. Not physical, but in terms of matching the vibe perfectly. Someone has cooked with that freaking algorithm. Ding 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 ding, boing boing boing. I like this little embroidered bunny. I saw I think it might have been AI. Okay, it might have been AI. Is that AI? But it was like a set of nails that was painted to look like embroidered patches. That might have been AI.
You think?
Fuck. I think it'd be cool to paint that, you know, and a bit of a challenge. I don't think I've ever done anything with that kind of texture, like thin line texture. That could be fun, and I like the green. That's a nice shade of fall green, you know? Ooh! That's a little bit, that's brighter. Psst, you already saved this pin to your new inspo mood board. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about something different here. Ooh. I have been loving animal patterns like cows, horses, deer, fawns, you know, like spots. Loving patterns, fur patterns. Super cute. Let's keep going, shall we? This is what we have right now, and I'm going to import them in and kind of start arranging them almost like a puzzle, maybe a scrapbook. I don't know, whatever analogy works for you, babe. I'm just going to play around. Let's play. Come on, guys. Let's just play. Guys, ever since I did the Bazinga Sheldon pumpkin, who is, by the way, surviving the storm, he looks great.
He died.
But ever since I made that video and I'd never seen The Big Bang Theory. I'd watched it. No, let's switch that, reverse and switch. I had seen it on TV. I had never watched it, you know? It was just, I'd come home after school. He's there.
Bazinga.
I would go to my dad's house on his nights. He's
Bazinga.
there. He was always there. Bazinga Sheldon. But then I was like watching clips to put in the video because I didn't know much about him. I was just kind of like looking for funny things I could throw in there. And I watched a few compilations and I was like, okay, why is this making me laugh? It's a guilty pleasure show for me right now. Hunter and I, we put it on and we're like, okay, one episode. And then before we know it, we're like 7 deep and we're like, okay, we need to get out of here. Addicting. You have to turn it off. You can't even like play it on a low volume, especially with the subtitles still on. Oh, no chance. I'm reading. Bazinga. Oh, he said it, you know, just stuff like that. Okay, guys, this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. I'm going to wait on the oranges. I don't know about it yet. Oh, let me put the deer pattern in. I'll just put it like this for now so it fits a little better. Let me trim them up a bit. Apple pencil, she's got a little charge to her, so let's go through right now, shall we? Hot dense state with nearly 14 million. Like I was saying, they wanted a whimsical fall vibe. That's kind of what I took from it when they said they wanted the vibe of that song, because I always see that on TikTok with some sweet, you know, montage in the background. Fall is here in the air, something like that, you know? So I thought it could be like a sweet fall set, you know, whimsical, magical vibes. You feel me? All right. Sometimes, you know, images don't fit perfectly. Who cares, babe? It doesn't, it's okay. You know, we're just using it as a reference to look at. I love contrasting patterns and, you know, putting them side by side. And just when you feel that click in your soul and you're like, these look so nice together. Like they juxtapose perfectly. They just look good, you know? It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. And that's how I'm feeling about these two right here. This little moon and fawn pattern. That looks really lovely. I fit that one to the nail, deleted the excess, erased it, I mean. And now I'm going to color match and just kind of fill in the white space that I created when I moved the moon over to center it. And yeah, it's not going to be a perfect color match, but again, it doesn't matter. I'll make it perfect on the nail, you know? You know, you don't need to spend all this time. I'm speaking to myself personally when I say this because, you know, like I was talking about at the beginning, sometimes these nails, this one is probably going to take me a long time too. They take me forever and I cannot grant myself the experience of spending like 6 hours on a sketch or like even 2. Like that's pushing it. I need to get going. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Let's just get her started. Okay, see this vibe? This is a nice vibe here. I'm liking this. I don't know if I like the color of the background on this moon nail. So something I love about Procreate, you can just like change the color or something, but not in a way where it like blocks it all out and makes it look horrible. It's like if you sponged a jelly polish over a painting on a nail. It just changes the color. You don't lose the detail. It's awesome. Okay, let's go with blue. Ooh, that's nice. It's a little too blue. Maybe we can gray it out a little. Mute it a tad bit, maybe. I like that a lot. I really like that, my friends. Let's keep looking. And also, I really enjoy making personalized Pinterest boards for each set because once you start compiling your pins, Pinterest does this beautiful thing called more ideas. Okay, so I just tap on that and, you know, periodically I'll go through this after I add a couple, see what's coming up, because sometimes you can find some really good stuff in here that kind of match the vibe of what you already have pinned. It's awesome. And it's a lot quicker. You just tap the little pin. Oh, don't you guys just want to make mulled cider and freaking have a glass? Should we do that? Mulled wine? I am of age.
Huh?
Okay, not seeing too many other vibes. I'm gonna go back to the fall aesthetic. Where am I right now? Where am I? Hello? This bunny is perfect. I love him. He's so cute. I kind of want to add some stripes. You know, that could be another pattern that comes into play. I really love finding older like vintage sweaters and the patterns you see on sweaters because I just love that texture. Let's do striped sweater vintage. Vintage! The girls love to throw that one around. Bazinga. Who are you? You're pretty. I'm just going to download. Let's save her to the mood board. I love that bright blue. It's like, I'm not too well versed in my blue shades, but it's kind of like a greeny. It's a very bright greenish baby blue. Did that make sense? Seafoam? You guys know seafoam? I don't know what that looks like, but maybe that's her. Okay, maybe not sweater. Let's just look up fall stripes. This is a really good tip, guys. If you want to find nice photos, just add the word aesthetic at the end. You'll get something good, okay? I promise you. Okay, is this the good in question? What the fuck is that? I'm gonna look back at this inspo mood board because, like I said, I did a few fall sets. You can see this right here is very whimsical. I like the coffee mug. Maybe we can have a coffee mug. Oh, I love this pumpkin. I love it. I want to do a pretty little liars set that feels extremely 2013 vibe. 2012, maybe 2011, especially the Halloween episodes. Zooey Mama. Those are good. I remember watching those, bro. They were so good. Never forget the dollhouse, okay? That was a little later, but Were you there? I was there. Charles! I also want to do a vintage Halloween set. Ah! Everything is just hard. There's too much to do. Okay, these are nice stripes, but I don't know if I like the colors. It's just like a little bit off. Let me bring in that one sweater just to see what she looks like. Let's just put her right here. Maybe make her a little bigger. Something like this, maybe? Let's see. And here's the gold expansion starting when the year begins. Okay, again, I kind of want it to be a little brighter. So I'm gonna, let's do curves first. Is this Apple Pencil fucking dead or what's going on, iPad? Wake up. Let's play with the curves a little. Something like that, maybe. And then I'm gonna play saturation, maybe. Oh, that's way too. That's a little out there, queen. Let's leave her right there for now. See, this is whimsical, okay? I feel like another stripe up here would be really nice, right? I don't know. Let's keep going. Oh, look at that. Those are mine. Guys, follow me on Pinterest, okay? You need to see what I'm up to. Thanks. Just kidding. You don't have to. It's okay. Okay, guys. So I just went ahead and found some images that I thought would work a little bit better. I didn't record myself doing it so much because it takes a long time, you know? Sometimes you're just looking, you're scrolling, and I wasn't really talking that much, so I just kind of cut it. But I'll show you the images I have. Right now, I just added this starry background, but I kind of want to change the blue again, maybe to like a lighter, like more vibrant blue. Oh, maybe not like that, mommy. Who is mommy? Shut the. Sometimes you have to do it a few times to get the right. That's nice. Okay, next I found this collage of, they're like ornamental decals, kind of, but like, how do you say it? Like silhouettes almost? I don't know. Because I wanted to add some more green. So I'm thinking of maybe, I like this one. And let's focus on these. They look kind of similar, you know, but kind of the inverse of each other, but not quite, you know, maybe. But they look similar, so they could look nice together, you know. Place this first one up here, and then maybe lighter green over here, something like that, you know. And then I'm gonna show you a stripe photo I found, and we'll see how that looks. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, this is nice, guys. Very cohesive, you know, it looks nice together, in my opinion. At least right now, you know, I'm kind of liking it. Maybe we'll make some changes. We will see. I'm kind of liking the vibe. Like, it's pretty green. It's like green, whimsy, the sweater vibe. Maybe we could add some buttons. There's a cat that actually comes to my door. His name is Button. And he's very sweet. Not to my girls, but sweet to me. I give him treats, and he always comes back. But he does hiss when he sees the other cats, but we like to joke and say he's their boyfriend. Oh, your boyfriend's here. Nini, Joey, your boyfriend's here. But then they hiss at each other, and we just like to say it's a toxic relationship, you know? So I'm gonna workshop this a little bit and maybe add some buttons, some more details, and then I'll come back and show you the final set, and then let's make these, okay? Let's make these, please. Bring them to life. They're so pretty already. Bedhead. So I actually lost a lot of footage while making this video, and I lost the clips of me showing the final nails. I wanted to take a second here to just show you guys the final sketch. I went back in, added the buttons on the sweater nail, the fawn print, and then I wanted to do these like spirals on the other stripe nail because I thought that was whimsical. Remember the song? Fall. You know it. Teacup, coffee cup, whatever. I wanted to do another mug, you know, I like those things. And then I filled in the pinkies, and I think that's about it. Oh, the raspberries. So the raspberry nail is gonna be a mix of flat and 3D, okay? You're gonna see. But that was about it. Okay, guys? So, peace. Enjoy. Wow. What a beautiful thing we just did. What a beautiful set we just made. Okay, she's beautiful, very cohesive. Everything works really well, in my opinion, and I love the colors. The patterns, you know, they look really nice together. Nothing's really like pulling for attention. It looks really nice. So I'm gonna send that over, and if it's approved, we will get started on making those, or if they want any tweaks, I'll do that, and then we'll get started. Let's go, guys. Really happy to be here. The sketch was approved. All right, here we go. I'm starting with the moon nail. I painted the base a light blue color, but then dabbed on some darker blue because I thought that the base was a little too light. And then I mapped out where the moon was gonna go with an orange polish, but it was not as bright as I wanted. So I painted over that yellow with a white base and then reapplied that neon orange on top, and it just popped so much better. I went in and did some shading, but it was not really showing up, my friends. So I kind of took a break and started on these branches. There were a few main branches in the reference I had, so I just mapped those out with a pretty opaque shade of black polish. I'm just using really steady pressure to kind of do these flicks, you know, to get the joints of the branches and everything down, trying to keep the branches the same thickness, you know, and always remember the rule of the tree, my friends. At the root, the stump is thick. As it goes out from the ground, it gets thinner, okay? So if you catch any of your branches looking a little thickums towards the end, baby, we're gonna have to clean that up, okay? That's not what, well, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying if you wanna like paint a tree. Anyways, we're moving on to the wispy branches. I was using extremely light pressure. And again, just kind of flicking them out there, trying to get these straight lines. And I built that up over time. And then I went in and kind of stippled on these leaves. Once I was happy with the branches, I went back into the moon because remember, she was not taking the polish very well. You know, the shadows were not coming through. So I said, okay, you want to be like that. Okay. So instead I used a light yellow to paint highlights. And then I took a jelly orange polish and painted that on top coat and onto the striped sweater. I love striped sweater nails, guys, but they are time consuming, okay? You always think, by you, I mean me, I always think, oh, this is gonna take me maximum 2 hours. No. Double that, okay, my love? It's going to take 4, maybe, I don't know, depending on how you paint. It's kind of just, it's depending on you. I started by laying down the most prominent stripes that I saw in the reference because the line weight varied, you know, so I just painted on the ones that kind of stood out to me. They kind of serve as a foundation for the nail. So I started by painting the thicker lines and then I would break those up with thinner lines. Are you understanding? And then I just continued to do that on the entire nail, and I was kind of freestyling here, you know, like at some point I wasn't looking at the reference as much, especially once I got the colors laid down and I really liked how they looked. Then I just focused on building up my motherfucking layers, babe, okay? Like seriously, this is what sucks all the time freaking out of my day, just building up layers. I need to get some more opaque paints. Probably. That would save me some time. Yeah. Anyways, here is how she was looking once I was down to the final layers. I went ahead and did these vertical stripes with super light pressure across the entire nail to make it look like that sweater pattern. Next, it's time for a glob of putty. I used my little silicone tool to mold it into the shape of a star, and I was also using the tip of an X-Acto blade to really define the tips of the stars. Here, I'm painting the button a light yellow, but I decided it was a little too light, my friends. Okay, so I used a shade of orange to darken it up a bit, and then I went back in and repainted highlights with that same shade of light yellow. Once I was happy with how the button was looking, top coat, and now we are on to the deer print nails. I started with a tan base and then using darker shades of brown, super warm shades, orangey reddish shades of brown, I was applying the polish in really quick vertical stroke with super light pressure to get that kind of streaky pattern. I continued to layer all my colors on, and then I dabbed with some orange polish just to really warm it up. You know, I like orange and blue together, and that moon nail was pretty blue, so I wanted this one to be pretty orange just so they could contrast really nice together. Then I went in and mapped out where the spots were gonna go, but while it was still wet, I blended it out with a sponge. I lost a lot of these clips, but I just built back up the spots until they were looking something like this. I also dabbed some yellow on them so they would have a yellow tint, and then I sculpted on these 2 buttons using 3D putty and painted them a light shade of pink and a light shade of yellow for a soft, whimsical touch. Ooh la la. On to my beautiful friend, the quilt. I mapped out the grid of where each square of fabric was gonna go, and then I filled them in, babe. 2 coats each. Okay, let's not make this difficult. difficult. Once my colors were nice and even, I just went in and painted on these like stitch lines almost, just to add to the texture of the quilt. And then I would go in, pick out lighter and darker shades for each square and paint on either the highlights or the shadows, like the wrinkles of the fabric. Once it was all built up, it's time to go in and add the tiny details on each piece of fabric. A lot of the squares had floral patterns. Rather than trying to paint super detailed, I just did tiny red dots and took a clean brush and buffed them out a little bit. Later on, I'll go back in with green polish to paint on leaves. You know, that's just my technique because it's so tiny. So you kind of get the idea, you know? Here you can see me adding the leaves, and now top coat. She is so beautiful and cozy onto the glowing star nail. This is the nail that had the cup on it, but I don't show myself making the cup because I was in a bit of a rush, you know, I just didn't have time to set everything up and film it. I just wanted to get it done. But you can see here I am taking a similar approach to this one as I did with the moon nail. I just painted on the prominent branches and then kind of wisp out some other branches to make it appear to have a bit of depth. After the background was laid down, it's time to paint the glowing stars. I started with a super opaque white polish and mapped out where all the stars were going to go. I started layering jelly polishes on top in shades of orange, red, and yellow. I approached it by leaving the center to be the lightest area of the star, and as it goes out, it gets darker. So the center is pure white and then it fades out into that shade of red. It took me a few tries to kind of get that down. You know, I was kind of confused, just kind of freestyling, freaking freeballing, balls freaking flying everywhere, you know. But once I tapped in and locked her down, whoo, she came through, you know. They're glowing. You can freaking see in the dark with these things. Like I said, I didn't film the cup, so that was the end of the starry background, and now onto the raspberry nail. I wanted this nail to be a mix of flat painting with 3D sculpture, you know, so I was just looking at the reference and kind of picking and choosing what was going to be flat and what was going to be sculpted. I decided on painting most of the leaves and a few of the background raspberries, but the raspberries that were up front in the reference, I was like, okay, you're gonna pop. Let's bring you to life. So once the background was nice and strong, I basically created these like flat surfaces for me to build the raspberry up off of. So I didn't build it directly on the nail. I wanted it to be built on a flat surface rather than along the curve of the nail. I sculpted the raspberries by taking super tiny pieces of 3D putty and rolling them into tiny circles and then placing them on the nail. I think if I were to do this again, I would have made the circles a little bit bigger, but oh well, I'll know better next time. After I sculpted the raspberries, I went ahead and painted everything. When I was applying the polish, I kind of flooded it in between all the circles so that they weren't as separated. You know, it kind of unified them all rather than making them look like super lumpy and crazy. I went ahead and touched up the leaves and then gave each raspberry a little stem. Once I was happy with everything, I went in with my 5mm brush and just directly applied top coat to the nails so I could have a little bit more control over everything. And here is a look at the final set. Remember, if you want your very own custom set of nails for me, my customs are open right now on alleycoolcat.com. Would love to make you guys a set, and I'll see you next week. Bye.